Alrighty then, finally it's time for Brian to shine, so he's on a stakeout watching his targets and spies an arms deal happening at the gang's hideout. He also spies Playa and his ghastly girlfriend Venus, putting the heat on, and he can't stand it. How dare they have a good time while he suffers? But his eyes are averted by the exit of the arms dealer whose vehicle registration number he notes. The days draw closer to Christmas Eve, which we know now as his Vengeance Day, and we all know vengeance looks best while being ripped like Brian. One of these days, as he's walking out of a tool shop, he runs into a kid who he imagines to be his son and hugs him, but the mother comes rushing in and snatches her kid out of his loving grasp. As Brian recovers from this weak moment, he notices Playa's bodyguard, Ruiz, watching him and starts feeling uncomfortable. But speak of the devil, there appears Playa himself, sending our protagonist into a rage. He wants to grab his knife and slash away at him, but seeing him among kids, waits for a better time. But as Brian tries to intercept Playa, he runs into his bodyguards and Venus, who bullies him by throwing ice cream on him. Frustrated, Brian decides to target Beardo, the arms dealer, and raids his home. But wait a minute, how did he find his address? Perhaps from the vehicle registration. But wouldn't he need some official help for that? Well, there's nothing in the movie to show that, so we'll jot it down to a plot hole. Anyway, Brian raids Beardo's home, climbing in like a ninja, and knocks him out like One Punch Man and abducts him, demanding that he hand over details of the gang. But Beardo says, "Duck you," and Brian thrashes his behind. But Beardo is nobody's fool, and a brutal fight ensues in which Brian emerges victorious. Soon, Brian deposits the limp body of Beardo at Detective Vassal's doorstep with all evidence to convict the gang. But for real, guys, what is this? A doctor's prescription? He's now ready to wage war, so he checks his guns and a homemade explosive and heads out. He spies on Saya in her new apartment one last time, observing her painting their departed son on canvas, and he also visits their son's grave with a gift, because it's Christmas after all. Darkness falls and Brian picks up on a robbery call and witnesses it happen while slowly driving away. But before the goons could escape, Brian literally corners them with his car, dispatching them to hell after some struggle. He sends their digits to Playa to make it look like a gang hit, and surely enough, it works, as inter-gang war begins in the city, drawing out all their members. Brian takes advantage of this to dispatch many members of Playa's gang, while trying to unsuccessfully save a policewoman. A social media gangsta films Brian's stunts and sends it to Playa for his views and likes, but Brian tackles this wannabe influencer and eliminates him while terminating him in front of his own camera, and sends it to Playa again, keeping the gangster's phone for himself. Playa realizes who Brian is and puts a bounty on him, and instructs Ruiz to eliminate him, and what a coincidence. Brian happens to swing right by, making sure Ruiz sees, and then an action-filled car chase follows. Brian manages to terminate more gangsters and crashes Ruiz's vehicle, injuring him severely, but the final showdown has just begun as Playa calls in reinforcements, which reveals his hideout to Brian. Showdown begins. Playa's reinforcements arrive with Brian in pursuit. He's met with some resistance, which he easily blows away. Meanwhile, Playa, knowingly or unknowingly, has a last dance with Venus, while Brian mercilessly gets rid of all gang members, getting injured in the process. He reaches the final floor where he places a booby trap with his homemade boom can. But just then, Ruiz, who is still alive, pounces on him, making him fight for every breath he has. Just when it looks abysmal for Brian, his trap gets set off, distracting Ruiz and giving Brian a lucky chance to silence Ruiz forever. Meanwhile, Vassal has figured out where Brian and Playa might be and reaches there, and when they come face to face, they realize they're allies, but their bromance doesn't last long, as Venus starts automatic fire at them, hitting them both fatally. Brian manages to flank and make her drop her guns, but then he hesitates and she shoots him and Vassal again, so Brian is forced to drop her. You'd think Brian is done, having been shot so many times, but he's wearing plot armor. Bulletproof armor. The ultimate moment arrives and Brian confronts Playa, who comes out shooting gangsta style and handicaps Brian. He's about to terminate him when Vassal shoots him from behind, finally allowing Brian to tackle him and extinguish his flame with his bare hands. With the deed done, Brian breathes his last, laying there remembering his son again. What about good old Detective Vassal, you ask? Well, who cares? The movie is over. The final scene is of Saya reading a letter left by Brian, wishing things to be different, and the credits roll.
If you have enjoyed this content so far, please consider subscribing and leaving a like.